Hi, it's me. I'm back. I was going to set a timer and I didn't. Maybe I can check up there because I don't want to talk too long. This is going to be board game and banter. I decided board games and banter because I can't just talk about one thing at all. So I wanted to tell you about things that we played this weekend. Why? Why not? Because I can't talk to myself all the time. People think I'm crazy. So I'm going to talk to you. First game we played Friday night, Wingspan Asia. This is a game that we did. Gotta listen to our last podcast, episode 9. We did a full review of this. This is a really fun game. Chris and I played. I won. This is interesting because Chris has got a strategy. He always does the same strategy every time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So let me know, do you always have a certain strategy with a game? And if it doesn't work always, if it doesn't always work, do you change it or do you stick with it? He stuck with it a lot. So let's see, maybe next time he'll change it up. Okay. The next game, he was feeling a little under the weather. Hardworking guy. Next one, Monolith. We were going to play this game and just let him chill out and rest. So decided to play it solo. I wouldn't recommend it solo. Every game, a lot of them have a solo version or solo rules. This one really loses something. I'm sure if you have two people playing, or when there is a, I'm not sure how they, I don't remember how he worded it in the game, but you lay out all the tiles around in a circle, essentially, and you're going to move a marker, and you can move it 3 spaces, and you can take one of the tiles. If you don't want the shape of the tiles, maybe if you've never painted Monolith, essentially you have little grids, and you're making a tower. So all sorts of different shapes. You get different rules. I won't explain it because it did not work solo. I'm sure it would work better 2-player. This is one of the games that you really need a little competition for. If you don't have it, it just loses something. I was very excited about it, and I definitely will have Chris play it with me next time, because I don't want to just say game, forget about it, playing something solo when it wasn't really meant to be a solo game. Next, Saturday. I wasn't in the best mood on Saturday, and that does affect how you play a game. This was a little interesting, and he may not like that I'm mentioning this, but we do a lot of rules. I watch a lot of the rules before I read the rule book. I'll watch a video if the video is available. If the video is available. There was a video for Starship Captains. It was put on by CGE. So it was good. It was almost perfect. But I went through it a couple times, and Chris was seeing, I had everything set up. He was sitting with me across the table, and I assumed he was watching it. But he had something else to do on his phone. It could be me. It could be very important. It could be me. But I got a little lucky. I'm very silent and passive aggressive because he wasn't paying attention. And so I wasn't in the best mood. But I think this game probably is not a 2-player game. I think it would play best with 3 or 4. I don't know if 4 make it too long, but I think you definitely need more than 2 people for this game. There is, and that's not a mechanism, but you have missions. You're going to complete missions, and on top of each mission, there's a countdown to an invasion. So there are little triangles with, some of them don't have them, but a lot of them have numbers. So when you complete a mission, you take the mission card. Obviously, it's not in the space. Then you take the top triangle. It may be on a different card. And then you flip it over and you put it on the empty space. If there's another empty space, you don't refill that spot. Normally, when you're refilling, you do a mission, you use a card, you refill that spot. You don't. You refill a previous empty spot. And then you put the triangle on that spot, flipped over. And so you're either going to be like 5 or 6, depending on how many players, and you're going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, you complete every mission. It's very fiddly. And I'm trying to think, is there a reason they're doing it this way? If it didn't have the triangles on the cards, moving them to other cards, how is that tying in thematically? I can't think of it. I think it'd be so much easier if there would be a tracker right on by the round tracker, right up there. You complete a mission, you just move it from 6 to 5. Simple. It would achieve the same goal. I don't know. I'm not that bright. So I don't see the thematic tie to it. And I don't see it's necessary. And it just makes it more fiddly. So next time we play it, I may just create my own tracker for it. How am I doing on time? Oh, really? Really? I really think I've been talking for 15 minutes and it's only been 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Can you believe it? I was going to have a timer up here, but I got my phone. I had a Fitbit. Lost it. I lose things like crazy. You wouldn't believe the things I lose. Let me tell you. The Fitbit had been getting me, not a rash, but it didn't feel right. So I set it on a table next to a chair. Next morning, went to look for it. It wasn't there. Could it have fallen? I looked underneath the chair. I didn't see it. But I tend to lose things. So let's talk about some of the things I lose. Today I was having a conversation because there is a frost guard that Chris and I have that we put on our windshields. We're here in Wisconsin. It snows. It gets rainy, icy, that kind of thing. So these frost guards, really great. It was one of the best like little investments that we got off HSN. You just lay them across your windshield. There's a little flap that you can tuck in the door, the window. There's little covers that go over your rearview mirrors on the side mirrors. So as we're parking today, it's snowing. Chris looks at me and says, I don't know where my frost guard is. And tell him, I do not take it out of the trunk. For one reason, because I will lose it. Let me tell you the things that I have lost that were in my trunk. I lost, when I first bought my car, I wanted to keep it spotless. So I bought a special vacuum for the car, just a little one without attachments. Kept it in the trunk. I don't know if I took it out. I needed the room for something. I let somebody borrow it. It didn't go back in the trunk. I have no idea where it is. I think it's lost in the black hole of our garage. Needs a little bit of organization. Like a lot of things. Next. And this I thought probably lost before that, but I had a car, Ford Escort. I don't know if they make those things anymore. Had a tire that always was low. So my dad bought me an air pump, kept it in the trunk, pumped up my tire. If it got a little bit low, you didn't want to be driving with completely low air pressure in your tires. Don't know where that is either. So yeah, I misplace things. And sometimes I misplace my memory too, but not this time. So today I played 2 games. And I'm not going to talk to you about the second one just yet, because that might be the thing I talk about too much. You know what's bothering me though? My fingernails. Okay. Oh, I just have another thing I lost. Okay, my son is autistic, and he's a great kid. I don't know what happened. He must have got frustrated when he was in the bathroom, and we heard a clunk clunk. Chris goes in there, finds out what happened. What happened, Gabe? So I went in there, and he still couldn't figure out what happened. And then I saw it. My makeup bag was in a bathtub, so I don't know if he flipped it. I don't even remember if I could have left it on the bathtub. It was inside the bathtub. So, of course, I'm looking through my makeup, and then I realized there's something not in there. One of the most expensive makeup items I have ever bought wasn't in there. Now, the guys are asleep. They're still asleep, so I didn't yell. I'm hoping that I grabbed the makeup bag and I stuck it in where it's supposed to be. Let's face it, it's not supposed to be where I left it. So I put it over there, and I'm thinking hopefully I put it there and kind of, and it fell out. I'm hoping tomorrow I have to get on the floor underneath that desk and find a very expensive makeup. Keep your fingers crossed for me. The next game. Okay, so now next, like I said, I soloed a game before that, and I don't want to go into that just yet. Chris and I played Pocket Master Builder. This is a game that he got for Christmas. I wasn't sure about this game and even playing it because the rules, you know, I love it when your rules are not a giant book, let's face it. And this is essentially a card game. And the rules, sheet of paper, 2-sided. Sometimes though, when they do it this way, they're not completely clear. So Chris did watch a video. I think there weren't that many videos available to watch. And then there's a playthrough, so you don't get all the rules. You don't get an explanation of all the cards. Some of the iconography was a little iffy. So we're not completely sure we played it completely right. But it was a fun game. It's one that we will throw in our bag, throw it in a purse, and we can play it at a restaurant. It would have to be a restaurant with a fairly big table. We were at Red Lobster, and that was a good sized table. So a Red Lobster sized booth. But not if they bring you, oh, they're fast. Of course, it's because everything is essentially fried there. But you order an apple, you get your cheddar biscuits. So you might be drinking your mixed drinks, soda, cheddar biscuits, setting up your game. You order an appetizer. That's plopped right there. Okay. You don't even get 3 bites into your appetizer and your meal, boom, on the table. You like quick food, but you don't like it that quick. That is a pet peeve when you don't even get time to eat your appetizer before your meal comes. So then you're sitting there, all this food all over the table, all on your games. Oh, previous time, literally the waiter is setting it on top of Sunset Over Water. No. I wouldn't have given him as big of a tip, but please, come on, dude. Okay. Tile Town. I I soloed it, and I did not solo it. I played a two-handed version of the game. One was me, one was Chris, but purple, well, it's not purple, it's pink and green. I did that when I played Feast for Odin. I played two-handed. My other reason for doing that is when I do play it with somebody else, now I have this idea of not only playing it, to teach it, but knowing that the two-player rule set, which is going to be different than the solo version. Now, I'm not going to do a full review. We won't do that on our podcast. I am going to say this. I am a podcaster first. I don't really like video. The reason why I'm doing the video is because I want you to listen to my podcast. When we do full reviews, we want to be able to play the game several times before we review it. It is only fair. This is a big game. It's not complicated setup. I don't think Chris is going to have this. Yeah, he's not going to have the stamina to play this 3-4 times before doing a review. So I want to talk to you about it, but I don't want to go on too long. Yeah. I'm hoping to get my nails fixed tonight. I started wearing fake fingernails. For years, I was wearing Color Street. It totally messed with my nails. Just messed up the nail bed. And it was almost, you had to keep using it to cover your nails. And then for a while you'd stop, and then it would take a while, and you kind of would heal your nail bed. And then for some reason you needed to do it again. It kind of screwed up the whole process. Then my daughter was using I think the brand was Kiss, and it was one that you just stuck on it, just like that lead press-on nails. It wasn't glue or anything, but they didn't always fit right, and I got fit up. So I stopped using that because it just didn't, I don't know, would it look right, but I stopped using it. So I started using, there was a product, I have a cousin who sells it. It's called Red Aspen. Actually, those are pretty good because they seem to fit really good, fit all my fingers really good. I just got lazy and didn't order them. So I went to Ulta. I bought Glamnetics, I think. Those fit, but they were long, so I ended up cutting them down. Went back to Ulta when I bought the expensive makeup, and I bought OPI because they didn't have the Glamnetics there, so I'm hoping they didn't discontinue it and it just wasn't at the Green Bay store. Fits, but it is wearing off. Chris actually picked it out, and yeah, I popped some off already, but it's wearing off, like on the nail, and even the solid ones you can see on the end. Don't really like that. I order, of course, you look at things once on Instagram, you constantly get the advertisements for the same thing. So I'm constantly getting advertisements for fake nails, And I ordered Betty Cora. Haven't got them in the mail. I didn't realize that I ordered like 9 sets of them. They got really cute designs. And usually I don't really like these designs, but they got really cute designs. Kind of a designs that reminded me of the Color Street, because that's one of the reasons I like them. They look a little bit thinner or cheap. I haven't opened them up. So take these off a day or two when I get the chance to. Maybe when I go downstairs. And then maybe by the next video, I'll show you my new nails. And then, till later. Thank you for listening. Bye.